Okay, I got a t-shirt on. That cool.
Yes. Welcome, welcome everybody to episode 13 of the Vigilant podcast. Tonight's guest is none other than a good friend of mine, a friend of everyone. He helps the people in need, and anything you got a problem with, he'll try to help you in any way he can. His name is none other than Paul Overman. So tonight we're just gonna talk to him and learn more about him and get to know what he does and all that kind of good stuff. So my first thing to tell you is how you doing, Mr. Paul?
I am doing wonderful.
You
Um,
doing
any,
well?
any more wonderful, I'll be wonderful.
Okay, okay. We all doing wonderful. I know I am. I'm a little tired. I'm a little tired, but
Mm.
I know I had to do this tonight, so I'm running on fumes. As they say.
It's Friday night. You're a young man. Friday
Yeah.
night, I ran on never on fumes, but I
Uh
ran. Let me tell you. I was young once. Well, I was young twice, but
huh.
I ran and ran until now.
Uh huh.
Uh huh.
Okay. So my first question, I have a couple questions for you tonight, and my first question that I have for you tonight is, who is Paul Overman?
Who is he?
Yes.
I tell the story that I'm Paul Overman Jr.
Uh huh.
So there is other Paul Overmans.
Mhm.
And so I don't know which hat I will wear tonight and everything else because there's so many other Paul Overmans. If you go on the internet, you would find, look up the name Paul Overman, you will find there's like about 200 Paul Overmans. It's a very popular name. I didn't know that.
Uh
Overman,
huh.
is German. Paul is who Paul is, and not the one from the Bible. I'm sure my grandmother did not have that in mind
Uh huh.
when she named her son. She actually named him Reginald Paul. And when he went to the military, they flipped it by accident. And so his
Mhm.
name now is Paul Overman, which I always say is my name. It's not his name, it's my name. And so
Uh huh.
my grandfather's name was Paul Overman as well. And so really I'm almost like a third, but he's Paul Joe Overman. And
Mhm.
so I'm almost the third. And so it's a catchy name. Like I said, it's a whole bunch of Pauls. And so but this particular Paul, if you're asking about me, who am I? I am the one and only me. And so I'm happy the one God made, and He made an individual. He made me like Him, and then they give tall, 6 feet 5, 235 pounds. Capricorn, me and Jesus, and the
Uh
Elvis, Capricorns,
huh.
and just fun, loving, good people. That's what I like to think, and I hope that people think the same.
Okay. Okay. You know Ashanti Polk is watching.
Ashanti Polk is here.
Yes.
Hello, Ashanti. I love me some Ashanti.
Mhm. Okay. Okay. Now I know that you are when you were young. What activities were you involved in?
Okay, I ain't gonna tell it all, and so don't want to scare nobody. But as a young person, when you say in school,
Yes,
or
in the community.
when I graduated high school and went to college,
In the
or
community.
in the community,
Yes.
in the community, I worked at the Kansas City Boys Club library,
Uh huh.
and that was in the community, and it was cool. I really enjoyed it, and I worked for the Joy program, which was a youth
Mhm.
program for teenagers to work, and so I cleaned up neighborhoods. We had like a janitorial service they had me with,
Mhm.
and helped clean up the communities,
Mhm.
walking projects, um, pinway projects, several projects I worked in several summers and things and cleaning up. So that was a community service work that I did, but not knowing at that time, back then when I was a young person, you didn't know that you was working in the community. You just did it because folks gave you a check. I
Uh
got a
huh.
little check to go buy school clothes and do. And so you don't think to yourself that you're doing community service. You're just doing the
Uh
work. And you don't think
huh.
at that time that you're working for the Lord either. You're just a young person, just loving,
Mhm.
living life. And so when I tell folks about my childhood things coming up, I had a very, very good life. Now that was drama in there, a little drama, and then they had never trauma. I never
Uh-huh.
been through anything like that, but a lot of drama and a lot of things going on. I come from a very large family,
Uh-huh.
and my large family was always around. They was always doing something. So I was the mild one, the good kid, and things. So, but I was involved in a lot of stuff. If I stayed with them, I would have probably been involved in a whole lot of mischief and things that might would have took me down the wrong path. But
Uh-huh.
I was smart enough and young enough and smart enough. Let me say, when I say smart, I'm talking about book smart.
Uh-huh.
And being book smart, I hung around a certain group of kids
Uh-huh.
and certain cousins and things that I didn't have to take the wrong path, real wrong path, because I was with a group of people that wasn't doing so bad,
Uh-huh.
but just living, and living good. And so I guess good, a whole lot of them ain't here with me today, but
Uh-huh.
but it's all good kids, and I hung with the good kids.
Okay. Okay. Now, if you would ask your mother today, would you are you her favorite?
If I was to ask my mother today if I was her favorite,
Yes.
let me tell you, there's five of us. I have two brothers and two sisters. I'm the
Uh-huh.
number two child. Okay. If I ask my mother if I was the favorite, she gonna say yes. She gonna say yes to me. But if the other ones was in the room, she gonna tell them yes. But then I had to stand up and look at all of them and tell them, y'all know that's a lie. Your mama's a liar, and the truth ain't in her, cause y'all know that I'm her favorite. So yes. So mm,
Um uh okay, now my next question for you I have for you tonight is what is a story from your life that represents who you are?
oh well, that's easy. I tell folks, when I was a young person, my older sister lived with my grandmother, and I lived with mom and dad with my younger brothers and sisters.
Mm-hmm.
And as I got older and things, in the summers when I wasn't working, and days that I wasn't working, I was home. And I lived in the neighborhood. I lived on the east side of Kansas City on 43rd and Myrtle.
Mm-hmm.
And I would watch my brother and sister. There wasn't many kids on the block that was my age. My friends
Mm-hmm.
that lived on other blocks. But remember back then, though, people say, don't leave the block. My mom would say, don't leave the block. And I'd have to babysit while my mom and dad went to work. And I would watch TV. And then watching TV and things back then, you watch a whole lot of old movies, okay? And movies come on, and wasn't very many black movies, okay? Let me get that
Mm-hmm.
straight too. And it wasn't very many black movies at that time, unless you went to the drive-in and seen Blackula and Superfly and all of them. But meanwhile, though, a lot of white movies and things with Doris Day and Rock Hudson and all the people and Peter Fonda and all them and things. And I would sit and watch them. And a lot of times, white folks lived on the East Coast, and they always had a farm.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, and they always had a lot of kids, and they all appeared to be successful. And so, growing up, and my prayer was that I would be a farmer, and I would be married with a lot of kids, and that I would be successful. It was always my dream, and anything else. And God being God, and anything else. I tell this story all the time. God being God, and anything else. If you ask for it, He will get it for you, and things. I didn't become the farmer because I grew up in the city. Now, we didn't live in the country. We lived in the city. And we didn't have a garden in the backyard or anything. But God, knowing me, He put me in the Department of Agriculture where I worked with farmers all day, and I got them their grain licenses and things to
Mm-hmm.
grow corn, to grow wheat and barley and do it. And so I worked in there. I wanted to be married with a lot of kids, and then I guess he laughed again, and I guess he knew that I was a kid that loved people, loved women, loved a lot of things and stuff. And he didn't let me get married. He introduced me to a lot of women, and then I guess, but I became a youth director. I became a mentor in Kansas City School District. I
Mm-hmm.
had many nieces and nephews, cousins, and things that I helped raise and get to beyond that and things.
Mm-hmm.
So I had many, many, many wives and many children. And then, of course, I was a GS1, step one when I joined the government. And now I'm one of the big kids. I make six figures and things working for the Department of Agriculture. And I have worked hard all my life, and that folks know my name. and that I help through a lot of things and stuff. And so I may not be mayor, I may not be governor, but if I was to go and put myself up and then get votes, I'm sure that a lot of folks would vote for me and things. And so I count that as success and things that I've been good and I'm still here and to help others. And so God gave me everything I asked for, and then
Mm-hmm.
to be a farmer, to be blessed with a lot of kids, married with a lot of kids, and to be successful.
Okay, 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 okay. Now we all know that you've been in the YPD advisor director for many years. How did you become that uh, a YPD director for the Midwest Conference?
For the Midwest Conference,
Yeah.
I just, well, like everything, if you stay in it long enough, if you give of yourself enough and things, for a long time, as working with young people in the AME church,
Mm-hmm.
I started off as Sons of Success, and I was the director there. And then, of course, at Greg Tabernacle AME Church. I
Mm-hmm.
think you're familiar with Greg Tabernacle.
Uh-huh.
And from there, I started working with young people. And we was having a good time and things. And then the bishop changed. And then Bishop Kirkland came in. And I was out of the room at the time the question come up, what is Sons of Success?
Mm-hmm.
And Kirkland didn't understand what it was because I was out of the room, and the person that supposed to explain it didn't explain it right. The Kansas Nebraska Sons of Success coordinator didn't explain it right to me as
Mm-hmm.
I'm hearing it and everything else, or didn't go and speak. And so it was called, but I was out of the room, and so I couldn't vouch for what Sons of Success was.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if he did it right or did it wrong or whatever case. He's still Sons of Success coordinator if you look at our role and things. But
Mm-hmm.
meanwhile, I was out of the room. And so then from there, I got involved with YPD and things,
Mm-hmm.
which was fine at Greg Tabernacle. At that time, I think your grandmother might have been my YPD director. Sherry Pearson was my YPD director. Darian Jefferson. I know all familiar names to those that's listening. That's from Northwest Missouri, Kansas, Nebraska would know those names. And I had Miss Helen Jackson. No, Miss yeah, Miss Helen Jackson, Miss Wanda Jenkins. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
oh, many wonderful women that was my missionary presidents and
Mm-hmm.
things that helped me. And all these folks guided me into where I am today. And so when it came down to the time that I got to be the director and everything else, on the floor it came up what missionary would take that position and things, and it was gonna go vacant. And I asked the question that it would be cool, if y'all would let me just hold it until you find someone. And Miss Few was there, and she said, "Give
Mm-hmm.
it to me." And then and so they gave it to me and things, and so just sheer just always being there, love and support of the AME Church, Midwest Conference, Northwest Missouri, Kansas, Nebraska, working with young people and doing, and then and just an honor, really, from the Missionary Society to step up a little higher and things to work with young people, and so I appreciate it. So thank you, from to all those here in the Midwest Conference, Missionary Society, for trusting me and believe in, and not just the missionary society. Many a pastor helped me along the way as well. Many pastors and many lay people and things. The Midwest Conference as a whole helped me
Mm-hmm.
to where I am today and things with young people.
Okay, and also you were pinned a couple years ago, correct?
I was given, yes, I became Mrs. Few did that and things. Angela Cordier was my YPD director, Midwest Conference YPD director, and
Mm-hmm.
she put it in and things at the Missionary Society thing to have me pin. Yes, and
Okay.
that was the most surprising, marvelous night of my life and things I can tell you. And then again, I was truly surprised. I didn't have a white suit at that
Uh-huh.
time, and it was a little warm. And then and I wore white bib overalls. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And a blue shirt and walked up and got fed. Boy. But I have a white suit now, and so I'm happy now. So if I would get pinned today, I would look sharp.
Oh, oh. Okay. What do you ever get tired? When are you gonna say that it's time to retire? Are you
It's
ever
gonna
gonna
be,
get tired?
when I'll tell you this. I know folks may know some names and things. When my first group of kids, oh Lacey Palmer, uh, Morgan Jones, Drew Thomas,
Mm-hmm.
Leandria Thomas,
Uh-huh.
all the Abney Martin boys, okay, and things,
Uh-huh.
all of them. I said when all of them, Sierra Mitchell, Shelby Mitchell, Michaela Griffin, all of them, Antonio Griffin. I can name them. I can keep on going. Them are great Tabernacle kids. But then
Uh-huh.
there are kids across the conference and then else and things that I knew as well when they were kids. And I
Uh-huh.
said, when they get grown and things and graduate high school, I will be done. Well, then by that time, here come you, Davion, Kalen Ross, all of them came up, and then again, I said,
Uh-huh.
okay, when all y'all get grown, I'm going to retire. Well, now I'm sitting here's Jada, here's your other cousins, all this. They're the Waco Porters, them kids, and then they get
Uh-huh.
stuff. I'm like, okay, I'm still here. Okay. And so I keep saying another group. Okay. After these get up, I'll retire. But I think that when time comes, I'll know it and everybody else will know it and everything else and stuff. When time will come. When I think when I'm ineffective, okay, or that YPD isn't enough. And I right now I think the YPD is enough and needed and
Uh-huh.
everything else. And I appreciate helping young people to get point A to point B, being part of their families' lives and their lives and helping them get from point A to point B. And it never stops because the next group needs something else different. They talk about change
Uh-huh.
and things changing. Okay. When I first started YPD, cell phones were everybody didn't have them. Okay, and we were still typing on typewriters and still paper was everywhere. And now today, nobody writes with a pencil no more. Everything is done on the phone.
Uh-huh.
And everything is done a whole different way. And so there's a new way that got to be done. And so as I reach back, but what's still the same is that young people still need that love. They still need a mentor. They still need a person to talk to, a person that can help guide. And as long as I can still be effective to help guide and be that mentor and things to young people, to anybody and anything else and stuff, then I think retirement was that.
Okay. 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 I don't think, to tell you the truth, I don't think they'll let you retire. Uh, they won't let you retire.
Well, there got to be another Paul somewhere, and so
Uh-huh.
hopefully that one will come. And then again, if they put me in prison, I'll start writing like the other Paul and start writing words to Raytown. Okay,
Uh-huh.
the book of Los Angeles. Letters from Paul. Okay,
Okay.
and then, yeah,
Okay. Okay, okay. Now, now what is a program that you would like to bring to YPD?
I don't think about a program. I
Uh
think
huh.
that it ain't for me to bring.
Uh huh.
Let's get that straight and everything else. YPD is Young People and Children's Division.
Uh huh.
So it's not up to me to bring a program. It's for young people to bring a program. And I
Uh
help facilitate and everything else. When I say facilitate, I'm talking about help guide them, help them to iron it out, to work it out, and
huh.
everything else. Okay, you got an idea. Now let's take your ideal and put it on paper.
Uh
Now let's
huh.
take the paper and let's do this. Okay. Can you see the picture? Can you see the picture? I would say to the young person. Okay. And where do you want to go with this? What is the reason? What's the why, the when, the where, and the how? And then else. And that's the guide of the facilitator or the leader, the director, and then else for the young person. Because see, I'm old. And then else, they'd be what they would call me as an old PDer. Okay. Do I have a
Uh huh.
program for old PDers? There might should be a program for that. And then else, maybe I can do a program for that and for
Uh huh.
those and things are my people and train them maybe more on computers, more about how to be more safety, more how not to get scammed And then they
Mm-hmm.
get that's for old people. But for young people, the program is for them. And I can help guide them in things and what they need, and help them in to see the vision, that tunnel vision, put them in tunnel vision. Because I think young people see so big and broad and things, they eyes are big and they new. And so they see the world as big. And mine is to help bring it down, narrow it down, narrow it down, narrow it down to get to where you need to be and things. Help them to find the purpose of what that program is supposed to be and who it's supposed to help and where we're going to go with it
Mm-hmm.
and how many people it's going to help and who is the benefit and is
Okay.
there any money in it and is
Okay.
there success in it and what else we can get out of it, okay? And will it be
Mm-hmm.
good for the next group? And how else can this person build on that? And how does it work in your life? Can it go move into your life and help you more?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. I tell you, I tell you, I didn't talk to a couple of people that you didn't been YPD director over. They said you'd involve kids, beds, shirts, any type of stuff. You
Mhm. One another thing that I've done is feed them, and then
uh-huh.
I had never seen I all of them can tell you that they're never hungry when they're around Paul Overman.
Uh-huh.
And so, but those are just little things. To me, it's little, but to them, it's big. And to
Mm-hmm.
the parents and things that needed it at the time and everything, I just tried to be there. And then again, I'm just glad that God had that I knew enough people to help me to help people and to do. And that's one of the things that kids always ask me when I'm standing in the grocery line with them, are we somewhere? And I'm talking to people, strangers. To them, they're strangers. But to me, they were strangers until you say hello and they say
Uh-huh.
hello back, they no longer a stranger. You ever heard that
Mm-hmm.
saying or that quote? And
Yeah.
that's true with me. And then they get because you don't know in talking to that person, that may be the person that have a house. If Derek Davis need a house,
Mm-hmm.
that may be the person that work at a car lot. If so and so need a car, and Paul can help that person get to where they have to be and what they need in their life
Uh-huh.
and anything else. And so I'm blessed to be that person that can just not be shy. And I do that and things so you and others and things would know that when we networking and things, it ain't necessarily I gotta be friends with those people. It's just
Uh-huh.
that I need those people to get to help me with what else is here. Okay. Everybody can be your friend. Everybody don't want to be your friend.
Mm-mm.
But a lot of folks though don't have to be, but they got something that you got that they need, and they got something that I need. Okay, and so I
Okay.
hope that I depart that onto young people. So when I got them a bed that they slept peacefully, and that they would do that later in their life to help someone else get a bed.
Okay, okay, okay. Now, let's talk about the fear. What is your fear? Do you fear the most?
I'm up in age now,
Uh huh.
and so I think my fear is different now from when I was your age
Uh huh.
and things. Not that I'm fearless.
Mhm.
I do have fear, but fear. Now, remember, fear is the absence of oh, what I'm gonna say. There's no room for fear. You know what I'm saying? Not when
Mhm.
you know what you know, and so I'm not scared for tomorrow, and I'm not fearful of tomorrow. Okay, I'm not
Mhm.
fearful of the man next to me, and then again, I'm fearful of that for young people. I'm fearful about others and things, that they're not gonna get their dreams fulfilled. When you think about the young people in Uvalde, Texas, those babies, and that their lives were cut short, that's a fear. Okay, that
Mhm.
you know that they gone and things, and nobody at that moment could come in and help them. They was in a difficult situation. They were babies. Okay, and so that's a fearful situation. And I was in a situation like that. I had no fear of dying, but I had fear for that person that
Mhm.
pulled a gun on me not so long ago. And then there's fear for that person that you got to live with it. I won't be here. You took me away. But
Mhm.
you got to be here. And you got to live with this on your mind, on your heart, on everything, every day. And you didn't know me. And then, yeah, but you would know me. You know, that makes sense?
Yeah.
And you got to live with that. And how do you live with that? And then, yeah, that's a fear for that person. And then, yeah, and I feared for that person. And then, yes, more so not fear for me leaving this earth. Because I know where I'm going, okay?
Mhm.
And then yeah, where I'm going, and then there's a mansion, and the streets are paved with gold. And then yeah, and Mr. Gucci is there, and I'm being Gucci clothes, and Michael Jackson is there, and Luther Vandross is there. I'm gonna be at the concert looking fly, and Jesus gonna be there and pick me up, and then yes, and we gonna ride together. And then yes, I know where I'm going, okay? And so
Mhm.
the fear is not there for me to leave this earth, but the fear is for those that are doing wrong and can't get up and get back to what they need to be. And so I'm scared for that. And then you get the world. The world is so sick right now,
Yes, it is.
and it's a fear. And that's why I work with young people. And then they get stuff that they would have gooder gooder childhood than I had, okay, or
Mhm.
just a good equal to or better than the childhood that I had. And then they guess it's my whole purpose. And then they guess that young people enjoy this time because this time is short. Because then you got to go into the world. You know, I just tell you, and then all the rest of y'all and everything else that enjoy this time. Everybody want to grow up. Enjoy this time.
Yeah.
Enjoy the time. Travel, see the world, eat candy, all the ice cream you can. Because in a minute you won't be able to. Okay, you won't be able to afford it until you get ready. Okay, until you get the good job and anything else. You got bills to pay. You got things to do. And YPD and Paul and all the other directors that I know, and I know many directors and things, are preparing for y'all for that livelihood, that life that you will have after this and things. So that's my fear. My fear is that Derek Davis won't have a wonderful life and anything else and stuff. As I tried to make sure that he do and try to
Mhm.
include him in things in doing so.
Mhm. Okay. Okay. Now, i- i- now a final question we have tonight: if you were to die tomorrow, what is something you want the world to remember you by?
Okay. First of all, when I die, and then again, it won't be tomorrow because I'll be one of the people that will drag death out until the end. It'll be the end of the week. It won't be tomorrow. Okay. Because I got to drag it out. 'Cause I got to get everything together. Okay, before I go, and so it's gonna be a week long process.
Uh huh.
But what I want the world to know about me, or I want the
Yes.
world to know,
About
okay,
you.
about me, what I want the world to know. I think I done said it, and anything else and stuff that I tried. Okay, there's a song by I always sing it. There's several songs that I sing all the time. There's a questionnaire, a friendship questionnaire that I had that I give some friends and things, and it says, "What's a song that you sing all the time?" And then that you sing out loud when you're in your car, in the shower, in your bedroom, and everything. And there's like 3 or 4 songs that I sing, and then they get and "My Girl" is one, and but a Christian song I sing is by Yolanda Adams, and Yolanda Adams says, "It's gonna be nice. It's gonna
Okay.
be nice. Whatever's in store for me, it's gonna be nice. It's crazy right now, Lord, but that's when you shine. I can't stop shouting because it's gonna be nice." And so I want the world to know that the whole entire time when I had bad times, when the good times, the bad times, anything else and stuff, whatever God laid for me, had for me, it was for me. Everything I asked for, He made it happen. Anything that they didn't have, I just be patient because it's gonna happen. And then they get made it happen. And then they get it's gonna be nice. And when He gave it to me, and then they get some things. When it showed up beyond measure. And then they get it's gonna be nice.
Okay.
And so I want
Okay.
the world to know that my life was nice.
Okay. 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 Now, I want first of all, I want to thank you for being my guest tonight.
Well, I thank
So,
you for inviting me and being
yes.
patient, waiting for me. And then
Yes.
they get number
Yes.
13. I'm gonna look that number up. You know, they said number 13 kind of unlucky, but I don't believe in none of that. I'm gonna take that number. It's gonna be my number now for the rest of the year.
Uh
So
huh.
what's your number? Number 13. That's me.
Okay. 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 So we have come to the close. I'm going to send you the link you can share with anybody and everybody you want to. you can email it or do whatever you want to with it.
Well, before I go, I want to say, let you know that I am so proud of you.
Oh, thank
And
you.
I wasn't concerned about the questions you were going to ask me, but
Uh-huh.
I was concerned about and everything else. Would I be able to give you appropriate answers? And so
Uh-huh.
I hope that that like pastors would say, if you heard something, felt something, see something, and everything else that made you know Paul Overman better, and then
Mm-hmm.
then you give me a call and I'll give you a high five back.
Okay. 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 So I'm about to I'm gonna end this right now.